Yeah.
The guy who's not fit is gonna be on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it says that we're live.
I see it.
I synced it.
I see myself.
All right, let me share it on the old Facebook's post. We are live with our 2022
review.
You want a beer, Scott?
No, I'm good. I appreciate it. I'll drink my water.
You'll drink your water. Oh, love the time of year when I break one of these out.
Oh, what's that? Little
Paper.
Notepad.
Yeah.
You got little notes.
Perfect. Dang, it's been a while since there have been 3 bodies in this house.
Mm-hmm.
Let me repeat that. 3 male bodies.
Hey!
Normally it's 4 male bodies.
Hey!
It's against my religion to use odd numbers.
What religion is this?
Scientology, baby. No, I'm sorry. Numerology.
Are you supposed to take notes on this shit?
No,
He is.
I know. Well, I'm taking score
On what?
of what our match of the year is. Oh yeah, this is the first time he's with us to do a year in review episode.
Is it? No, it's
Yeah.
not. You did an episode with us before that was the year
I
end,
feel like
right?
I've done an episode before.
You sure?
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's done several episodes with
In
us.
general.
I just don't know if one of them was a year end. It had to have been, because usually it's the special ones that we get Scott on.
The special ones are the ratings are getting bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they're always bad.
Yeah.
Oh no, we've learned our lesson. We've never gotten too desperate to have Aaron on the show.
Oh, we have.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Oh
We
God.
learned our lesson.
Oh Lord.
Travis is like, how do we have negative viewers?
There
They come from the dead?
we go. I've shared it everywhere.
Okay,
Are we good?
almost.
I mean, we're live now.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody's tuned in somewhere.
Somewhere.
I don't know.
It's just me.
It's just you.
It's just me.
It's always just you.
Mm-hmm. You got that going?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why is my water bottle leaning?
You know what? I have like 4 cases. I bought like 4 cases in the past, and they all
Warped. They all lean?
Yeah, they're all warped.
They're all warped.
Mm. H10.
It's 10 then.
Got that lean. All right. Live from the landing strip in Houston, Texas. It's the 2022 HWR Year in Review special. This is Abel.
This is Chris.
This is Scott.
Yeah! Scott. Scott the Scot from Scotland, man.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome back. Good to see you. We don't see you very often, but when we do, it's always a pleasure.
Yes.
Chris sees me every so often.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
been a minute.
Makes the
Holidays.
trips.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But yeah, we are reviewing.
Sexy little piece
thank
of
you.
this ball.
Oh yeah, I know. I gotta.
Putting, like lotion or cocoa butter?
Yeah, well, not
Because
cocoa
the back
butter.
looks like it needs a little bit of help.
Yeah. I put stuff on it. It's like in the blue bottle. It's a head cream thing. Yeah.
Skip the cream. Use the Squatch soap.
That's what I do when I shave it.
Got you.
Yeah, I use the Scotch soap. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
You down with the Squatch?
I don't have that problem.
Well, guess what? I ain't got that problem either.
It wasn't in view.
That's
It's-
crap.
didn't see.
There we go.
Yes, you were out of frame.
I'm
If
with
you are watching us live, thank you so much. You could log into your YouTube account. That way you could live chat with us right here on the handy dandy smartphone. I'll see you. I'll involve you as best as I can in the show. We'll probably want your input in all of our match of the year stuff and review of 2022 and all that good stuff that we do every year.
Yes.
So yeah, make sure you log in. I already see Commissioner Doug. What's up, Dougie? He's already joined us.
What?
So yeah.
All right.
He said he's in here. That's what he said.
Cool.
So yeah, thanks Doug for joining us, interim UPW commissioner, Doug. So yeah, man, we got a lot. Oh yeah, well hold on. If you're not watching this live, that's okay. You can still interact with us on Facebook.
Turn it off. You cannot watch.
I know,
That's
right?
it. Live or nothing.
Facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio, or just drop a comment down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the little button so that you know when we go online and all that stuff.
And if you don't like to watch us physically, look at us. I get it.
Right, that's fair.
I get it.
That's very fair.
Scott's not going to be enough to bring you back. I get it.
Mm.
I've been uploading our stuff on iTunes. We've been up to date. This will be on the air within 24 hours.
Nice.
So,
Scott, you need to show a little skin. Just a little. Just a little.
well, I can turn the air down.
Yeah.
Let it come out naturally.
I just put my clothes back on.
Oh, dang it.
Man, let's kick this pig.
All right.
Your male of the year.
Oh damn! You gonna put me on the spot?
Yeah.
I just thought we were talking about match of the year stuff.
We're doing everything.
Well, the match of the year is usually the big blow off at the end. Yeah.
Everybody know about blow off.
Everybody knows about blow off.
Yeah. Portion ready.
Oh man.
Male superstar of the year.
For the craziness that's happened, I'll just say Cody Rhodes. Even though he's been gone for
Half
the year.
You know
he's
what?
Still talked about.
We're gonna have that as a theme. This episode. I don't think there's anything super consistent throughout the entire year, and one of those is Cody Rhodes. You can say Cody Rhodes is superstar of the year. Yeah, you have a strong contention, but there's a strong argument against it, which is you just said half the year. He's
been
gone.
gone for half the year. But,
Yeah.
I mean, but when you watched him in AEW the year before 21, he was booed. Nobody cared about him. He was boring.
He started 22 with AEW still. He was
Oh,
he
that's
did
right.
that ladder match with Sammy Guevara, then you killed himself.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then he had the table spot with the fire.
Yeah.
That was the same. That was just year
Yeah.
there, 22.
And
so
then a couple months later, he went back to the E and
Yeah.
did his thing with Seth Rollins, and then did nothing.
well,
You're gonna have a lot of these incomplete.
Yeah.
And the big argument is, it wasn't consistent over the whole year. So you know what? I'm gonna throw out mine.
I kind of know who it is.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I have a guess. But
You have
go
a guess?
for it. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna say it, and you tell me if your guess
I know
is
it's
right.
gonna be too.
MJF.
Oh, no.
that was
No.
no. Well, you said inconsistency, so I'm thinking
Oh, I meant
like gaps. So if your gap was Cody,
No,
I thought
I got a big gap with MJF.
that is
There
true.
was a
He
huge ass
gone.
gap where he was gone
Yeah,
for the
he-
longest time. We all thought he was gone for good.
that
And
was
then,
like
yeah,
3 months.
No, it was longer than that.
it may have been 4 or 5.
Because
But
he had the big promo, the pipe bomb after Double or Nothing, where he threatened Tony Khan to fire him. That was the end of May. The beginning of September, so June, July, August. That was only 3 months that he was gone, and
Well-
he came back and did his thing. So
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking that never crossed my mind of that
Oh,
gap.
well, that's exactly
And
what I
you
was
being
thinking.
you, I
Yeah.
figured you were gonna say CM Punk.
Oh.
'Cause we're still talking about CM Punk long after he's gone.
All right. Well, who's your
So-
pick? Is it CM Punk?
My pick, god damn it, I can't believe I'm saying this. It's Roman Reigns.
Whoa!
Oh, I was actually thinking about Roman Reigns
Holy
just now,
fuck, dude.
but then I was also thinking about Sami Zayn.
So
Sami Zayn's been pretty consistent the whole year.
Okay.
So Roman's my one. Obviously, last year was the beginning, but this year has probably been the best Roman Reigns from top to bottom that I've ever seen.
That's fair.
His heel work has been so good that you can't help but cheer him. He's gotten to that point where his stuff is so good. Right beneath him, to me, is Sami Zayn, and I wrote down in my notes, Sami Zayn. I compared Sami Zayn to bacon. You put Sami Zayn with anything
Which
and
is funny
everything.
because he can't eat bacon.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn.
Shit. You put Sami Zayn with anything and it just becomes better. And
That
sometimes
is fair.
you just want fucking bacon. And that's been Sammy.
Ask Chris Foreman.
He started the, yeah. Now he's got strips of bacon.
He's got a bacon bit.
He started the year building up a feud with fucking Johnny Knoxville of all people,
Jackass, yeah,
and did the whole
yeah.
Jackass thing, and then he got over the Samoan equivalent of pussy, as
Yes.
like the
Yeah.
champ. Yeah, and if anything, he's made the bloodline the missing piece. Like the part of me just kind of imagines if they went that all in with Owen Hart in the fucking Nation of Domination, how badass the whole group could have been if it would have been. That's the flashback I get when I see Sammy with the bloodline.
Yeah.
So I see Roman as my top guy, but
yeah, okay. If you're making the argument of Roman and or Sammy, yeah, I think that might be a better argument over somebody like Punk, somebody like MJF, somebody like Cody. In the live chat, Hector says, Dax.
what's up, bro?
What's up, Hector? Hector, unfortunately, can't join us.
He's got a little bacon bit of his own.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
Everybody making babies this year. Yeah, or last year. Yeah. But Hector says Dax Hardwood really caught his eye, but then he says, why not Seth? Why not Seth?
Seth has been consistent the whole. Yeah.
Seth has been consistently number 2, in my opinion.
I feel like Seth's very underrated.
Okay.
He's been annoying. There's a lot of the stuff is annoying, but he's the one wrestler my girlfriend knows.
Okay.
Because his name's Seth freaking Rollins, and it's everywhere, and she'll say it randomly. She'll just be like, Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah.
Do you think that's part of the problem of having a unified champ instead of having one heavyweight for Raw and one heavyweight for SmackDown? Because Rollins, as a universal champ or a world champ for one brand.
I think Rollins right now, the way what he's doing now, like he doesn't really need the title, but I do think that they need to split that title. It's hurting Raw. Raw's nothing, and Austin Theory and Seth and all those guys have been doing really well, but it's just like they're just feuding for
Second place.
But not even second place because there's nothing. They're not feuding over a title. They're just randomly feuding for like nothing. Like there's nothing on there. So I think he's underrated, and there should be like a second title for sure.
Okay.
Split the belts.
I mean, you could make that argument for the United States title. That's what that should
True.
be. That is the top title on Raw.
Especially since Theory used this Money in the Bank briefcase for it, which is
a
whole nother deal.
Yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm down with the MJF pickup. Obviously, we're watching more AEW than WWE, and Roman hopping back and forth, it's not. It gets me to a point where I'll watch a segment, but I won't stick around for 3 hours on Monday.
The reason why I don't think Roman, although all the arguments for Roman are valid, my argument against Roman is that I don't think Roman is the superstar of 2022. The same way how that 1 year, I think it was like LeBron wasn't the MVP because goddamn, he got it every year. So let's just give it to Kyrie. Let's give it to somebody else, somebody that we're not always going to recognize. Because I don't think 2022 was the year of Roman Reigns. No, Roman has been the top guy for the last 3 years. So it's like whatever.
At least 2.5.
Yeah, so I can't say that 2022 was defined by Roman Reigns. Is Roman good? Yeah.
Great.
I'd say great. But he is number 1 though, for sure. Like
I'd say great, but he's accentuated by everyone else around him.
Yeah, and then you have the argument for Sammy, right? Yeah. Now, see, that's the thing. I get it. Tribal Chief, he's the guy that's on top of the number 1 wrestling company in the world. He's the champ. So, you can easily default to say it's Roman.
True.
But when I thought, and I'm getting excited over 2022 and what all happened, in my mind, Roman's been like the consistent in the background, entertaining, but it's not dynamic. It's not like, oh my god, ooh, I want to check out Roman.
He's not changing the channel for you.
Right? Yeah, he's not moving my needle.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a little.
You haven't been watching wrestling. You've been reading before the show.
Yeah.
While we were watching our matches, you haven't been watching wrestling in about 3 months. So if Roman was that good, you'd at least pick up the clicker for him, and you haven't done that at all either. So
right.
Yeah. How about the ladies?
Women's of the year, woman of the year. Man, that is really hard because I don't really see any one woman dominating the entire year.
I got one, but
okay, go for it, please.
Jade.
I wanted to say Jade when I was saying all that I was just talking about right now, but it's like I don't see her as
a lot of her matches haven't been stuff that set the world on fire.
But she's
But she's still.
She has improved.
She's improved a lot.
She's pretty solid on the mic, like compared where she was.
Yeah.
And the company is still pushing her seriously by still having her undefeated.
See, I can see
by default. I guess I'd say Jade.
I can see Jade. I can see
And
Jade.
she's undefeated still. It's like 46-0 or something.
Yeah.
8, I think.
Whatever it is.
Or 51.
I can see Jade being the woman of the year for 2023, not necessarily 2022. Because towards the beginning of 2022, while she is undefeated, she's always been like the second sideshow on AEW, which AEW is company number 2, especially when it comes to their women's division, right?
And she's on the Friday show where it's nobody's watching the Friday show, so it's like
exactly. So she's consistent, but I mean,
nobody else has really. Like Becky's was gone for a long time, Sasha's been gone for a long time, Charlotte's been gone for a long time. Who else has been there? That's the top.
I mean, Bailey's
been gone for a long, but she finally came. But she came back at Mania, right?
Yeah. No, she came back at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah,
SummerSlam.
So again, like I said,
so it's hard to be
you're gonna have a lot of incompletes.
Yeah.
Incomplete as in I haven't been watching completely, but Bianca's had the title. She won the belt back at WrestleMania against Becky.
Oh, you know who has been very consistent all year?
Who?
Mandy Rose. Even though she's gone now. 22 was a. She was one of the best things about NXT.
I equate Mandy Rose to Jade, where it's like, okay, I didn't see this coming. Oh, it's still going. Whoa, this is going good. Except the part where she got let go for the other stuff. But.
Rob Drapp, welcome to the live chat.
What's up?
So I mean, you can't make an argument for Mandy because consistent.
She was the champ for the entire year.
Yeah,
right. For the most.
She was relevant for the entire year.
She was one of the best things on
NXT.
There you go.
She
That's
made Toxic Attraction better. She made the two girls around her better.
And she's gone, so it literally capped off a perfect year for her. Where she's like,
it's only been like 2 weeks, but she's pretty much It's a toss up for me between Jade and Mandy.
Actually. And especially she can, from where she was when she was on Raw and SmackDown, before she went back down, like no one gave a shit about her. She was just
but that's where my argument against her is going to be. She's on the fourth most relevant show. She might be the only reason why anybody would tune into NXT because of Toxic Attraction. I mean, you could say maybe Braun, you could say maybe Carmelo, but for the most part, it was very not watchable this year. NXT was right now. Toxic Attraction was probably the best thing about NXT throughout the year. I don't think that makes her the woman of the year, but she's a good contender. So I don't know. Maybe
who's your woman of the year?
I don't know. Well,
I'd have to go with Jade because I've had more exposure with Jade.
See, but like the women's on AEW has just been so poorly run. Mm-hmm. Like Britt had a good few months, and now she's the lackey, but she's still the front. Like it's just Conti's all on there, but she's all those wrestlers. It's like they're just like on the show. They have matches, they feud for like a month, and then they're on the next thing, and it's nothing. Yeah, and you don't see them for another 3 months, and then they come back, and it's like.
But at the same time, this is gonna suck to say, but if I put my business tie on, and I tell you that the ratings are tanking every time the women are on, do you want more women's wrestling on your weekly program as opposed to something that you know is going to draw?
I mean, because it can draw if you do it well, right? I think this year 2022 has probably been the weakest year since the women's revolution has happened, and as far as the women's division goes. However, there is a name that we haven't brought up that I think I might say this is the person. Bianca Belair.
Yeah. She mentioned it in the beginning.
Did you?
Yeah.
You sure?
Didn't. She beat Becky Lynch. I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
She won the Rumble?
I think she did. Yeah.
Right? She won the Rumble?
Yeah.
She got the chance to win.
To fight
at Mania, and then she was at Mania. Yeah. and she's been relevant ever since. She's been in the top the entire time.
Yeah.
Now, her being, I feel like her run at the top is just like CM Punk's run at the top back when he had the 434, where it was like,
secondary.
yeah, she's at the top. She has a championship, but she's really second fiddle to maybe Roman. You know, Roman's getting the
But
top.
even then, when she's been the champion the whole time, the damage, what do they call it?
Damage control.
They're the focus. So it's
Right.
like the whole year, it's just been like, yeah, I'm the champ, but it's like,
yeah,
it's just a very inconsistent.
and even then, damage control came in halfway through the year, right?
Yeah. How about tag team?
FTR.
FTR.
I mean,
it's
that's
always
easy.
It's gonna be
It's easy.
that one
It's
is an
gonna be
easy one.
FTR for sure.
Yeah.
Easy.
I mean, you can make an argument for the Usos being a part of the bloodline and the bloodline being so prominently featured, but man, FTR set the world on fire. They had what 4 titles at one point: Japan, Mexico, ROH, and well, they didn't have AEW at the time, right?
No.
No.
They
Okay,
said
so I had
3.
3, but
Yeah, 3.
before they picked up those 3, they had AEW, right? Or am I?
I mean, they've been the champs before, yeah.
And they've been contenders the entire
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You
And the
know.
only reason they're not the champs and stuff like that is because of the backstage stuff for the Bucks. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
they should have had all the titles. That
Yeah.
should have been a thing. That's a good gimmick to have, especially when you know that those guys are out there every week performing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out Acclaimed. We all agree FTR.
Okay.
Besides FTR, Acclaim gets some room because that's another team that went from we're supposed to boo them, they're bad guys. The raps are funny,
True.
their charisma's good, they're getting themselves over, they're being themselves. Fans are like, I can get with this,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it became.
No, it's time. It's time.
Oh, dang!
You tease.
Dang.
Yeah, you know what? You got something good there with the Acclaim.
Plus they've been on TV, if not every week,
Every
at least 3 times out of the month.
Acclaimed every Wednesday. That's what AEW stands for.
Where FTR
Now,
or TNA, Total Nonstop Acclaim.
Acclaimed, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I would say that Acclaim's popularity really took off towards the middle of the year.
Yeah.
They were kind of like on the come up towards the beginning of
Well,
the
it was
year.
more just the
Their
raps.
popularity started, I believe, when Tony Khan sent Caster to like sensitivity training because he did that
but
rap.
that was during COVID though, wasn't it? That was the COVID era.
No, but they were already
that
back
was
in front of
like
an
end of
audience.
21.
They were,
beginning of
they
22.
were in front of an audience already.
Yeah,
Because
he
when
said
they
something
came back, they had an audience already.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, he did this rap that he was reading off of paper.
Well,
That Tony Khan, he was like, nah, let's try this again. And he started.
It was
he
the
went back
raps.
to the roots.
The raps it was his raps that got them over.
Yeah.
Like, and then they realized like, oh shit, these guys are actually pretty
Good
talented,
team.
especially when they're so green too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
I mean, so is any what's your pick, Scott?
FTR is the easy pick.
yeah,
But,
but
there's been more than one good team, really good
but how
team.
many times have you seen them actual wrestle? Like they're not consistently wrestling.
Okay, I'll throw another one out there. Again, on the incomplete
You keep
pile.
throwing stuff out, but you don't let him make a pick.
No. That's FTR is my. I think FTR. For
Okay,
sure, but
okay.
they're
What
just-
about Arcade Road?
Oh, okay.
It does nothing for me.
Really?
Yeah,
Nothing?
I
Nothing
like
at
Randy
all?
Orton, but
What? Wait, what was that?
I like Randy Orton.
That's why I threw it out. Because what's the one thing you say about Randy Orton? He's never
Interesting. Yeah.
until he got with Riddle and
Yeah.
hated his fucking guts. And then over time, the character's on screen. You can see him kind of
And then he got his back
coming around, and then he's all in on the scooter and
Yeah.
letting Riddle do the RKO and him being proud and all that.
Going from Randy Orton, the Viper, the Apex Predator, and all that, going from that to the actual Randy Orton that you see backstage, who's
Yeah.
just a stoner who's
That
hanging
you
out
know
with
he
the-
smokes marijuana.
who's
Now
hanging
it's
out-
out there. It's
yeah,
out there. now.
and hanging out with the other stoner who
Yeah.
actually has a stoner gimmick. Like, yeah, it made sense. It worked. It's great. Yeah. Arcade Bro was amazing, and I wish they would have been able to keep going through the whole way, all the way to the end of the breakup. That's what Robert Trapp says in the live chat. He also says his pick would be the Bloodline.
But I mean, I just don't know where they were going with that. Obviously, they were gonna turn on each other, right? Would they have turned? Do you think they would have went different and turned Riddle heel
I don't
and
know.
made Randy a face?
I
Because
mean-
Randy turning heel on Riddle just that just seems that was how it was going to go anyway.
Yeah.
But then
It's Randy Orton
but
doing
then
Randy
dropping
Orton
the Usos dropping the titles to them, like I don't think they would have. I think they would have just kept the Usos the way they are, as consistent as champions like that. So
I mean, it's kind of hard to see Riddle as a heel with that silly bro gimmick.
yeah,
But
unless they did the
real life backstage, he is a heel because he has that bro gimmick and he rubs everybody the wrong way.
yeah.
So they might be able to translate that to the screen, you know?
If I was WWE, I'd bring back the right to censor. Have him come back.
But not the theme song. Fuck,
Yeah,
shoot me in
no.
the head.
Hair tied back.
Back.
A nice suit and tie, and be like, because he's in they say he's in a rehab
He
now.
comes back from his 12-step program like that?
Yeah, he's all clean.
Step 13.
He
Be a douche.
He doesn't say bro. He doesn't say bro no more.
He says brother.
Yeah. Brother. And he's all clean. He's all clean shaved.
Oh, wow.
No scooter.
Yeah.
It's roller
Yeah.
skates.
He's not playing games.
Yeah.
He's not nothing.
Yeah.
He has a bicycle.
His name is Matthew Riddle.
Matthew
Matt-
Riddle.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he has just wrestling trunks with wrestling boots, knee pad,
Yeah. Oh
and,
yeah.
and a headgear.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
for
no.
safety.
Oh.
For
Not
safety.
a oh, God. Oh, well.
And he's just boring, and everyone's like, God damn. If only you could get it, and then like
My name is Matthew, and I'm here to entertain.
we gotta get people to be like, yeah, just hit it one time, please. And he's like, no, I don't do that no more.
we can't be partaking in the devil's lettuce.
I would like to be at Raw next week, but we're in California, and Lord knows I can't be there.
That'd be fun. I'd be into that. I'd be
Like
into that.
he can't wrestle in Colorado, California,
It's 18
Oregon.
states now.
Yeah.
Missouri's on the list now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, with edibles, we're on the list.
Oh God.
Is faction of the year obvious?
Bloodline.
Bloodline.
Oh, I thought we were gonna say the Jericho pre. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, maybe. Yeah, it could be.
I mean, yeah, but again, it's the same conversation. Bloodlines, they're
Consistent.
already up here.
Yeah.
So
it's almost like background noise. Almost.
yeah.
They're still entertaining. I'm not taking anything away from the Bloodline,
Yeah.
but
So what's the alternative?
I don't know. That's a
Blackpool?
Sure.
No, because they didn't do anything as a group. You know what I mean?
They beat people up. That's
Yeah,
a group.
but
6-man tag.
you never saw all four of them together. Really?
Never had.
I mean, they had that picture where they were all leaning, you know.
with Regal on.
I didn't care for them.
Okay.
Okay, I'll throw it out here then. Toxic Attraction. If you don't want, if Bloodline's too obvious or it's too
Yeah.
static for you, Toxic Attraction. No one saw that coming.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere, and that
Yeah.
was pretty cool. Damage control. Damage control is so goddamn annoying, man.
But here's the problem.
maybe that's the problem.
Let's talk about Damage Control.
Okay,
What did they win?
nothing. Well, no, the tag
belts.
tag belts.
The women's
The
tag
tag belts.
belts for
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
cup
They
of coffee.
did. All right. For a cup of coffee.
They played hot potato with the tag belts.
Yeah.
Because remember they did the tag titles because Sasha and Naomi left, and so they did the tournament, and then
Yeah.
they thought they were gonna win it. They didn't win it, but then they won it again. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? I can't think of anybody else is in a faction other than the Bucks, the Elite.
Yeah.
They have been gone for.
I mean, House of Black. They
Well,
had
the
a.
Elite,
They had a.
Death Triangle
Yeah.
because they
I mean, Death.
they were
Yeah.
they had they're
Trios
on the
strips.
list for
Yeah,
match of the year.
Yeah.
that's true.
They won the belts. Pac had the.
I mean, there's
He
so.
was. Did he win the? Was he the
Hot
first?
pack cake.
He was the first champion, right? North Atlantic.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All the
yeah, it
Atlantics?
was.
All the Atlantics.
Yeah.
All of them.
The Atlantics.
Yeah.
He was the Atlantis champion.
The Atlantis champion.
So he was the first one. So
I mean, there were so many-
shout out to him.
So many damn factions in AEW.
But it's a bloodline.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bloodline.
Okay. Some oh my god highlights. Highlights. So good stuff. Oh my god highlights of 2022.
Okay.
Dig deep in those wells and pull some out.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
Cody's return was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Cody showing
Cody's
up.
return to WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I would. How about when the Acclaimed won? And the reason why I hesitate so much on it is because that's a result of a.
They didn't do it right the first time.
Well, no, it's a
They
result
did,
of a
yeah.
match. So I don't know if that qualifies as a, oh my god moment, But
Well, you can if you want to.
okay, cool. Acclaimed actually fucking winning.
I got one better just for that.
Okay,
Billy Gunn being relevant in 2022.
Oh wow, yeah.
because of the.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, now, yeah.
Yes.
I got to throw one of those.
I've got a few.
Okay.
Who had Steve Austin main eventing
Oh,
WrestleMania
oh my
on their
God,
bingo
yeah.
card?
That is true.
That's a
and
good
and
one.
having an actual match.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't just I'm going to stunner you, 1, 2, 3, drink some beers.
Go home.
Because everybody would have been fine with that. Nobody would have
Yeah.
been like, well, I wish he did fucking wrestle. He had like a 10-minute match, 15-minute match.
I was 25.
Oh, whatever.
That shit was long. I
Yeah.
was biting my nails the whole time. I thought he was gonna die.
I'm not a timekeeper, so.
I have one more split in half. The Forbidden Doors.
Okay.
AEW and New Japan doing the co-promoted show, and then ending the year with Nakamura going to Noah. Well, yeah, announcing that Nakamura is going to wrestle in Noah against the Great Muta because of Muta's farewell tour. That WWE is getting into the Forbidden Door stuff, and apparently, rumor out there is that there's supposed to be a Forbidden Door guy in the Rumble. I'm not sure how much truth there is to that.
Yeah.
But it's Rumble. And
Well, I mean, that was spilled over to 23, not 22. Yeah. But what about MJF's return?
The beginning was bad.
I'll say so.
Him coming out as the mask with the mask on.
Yeah.
And then the faction that he had with Big Kaz and all those people, and
a bunch of.
And then 3 weeks later they beat him up and they turn off. See, MJF's great. I love him. He's very entertaining, but I kind of find him boring. Like to a small degree, like a part of it, because it's like everything he does, and I text Chris this on Wednesday. Everything he does, it's the same thing.
The labors of MJF.
He has a promo. He calls somebody a fat slob, or and he's yelling, and then he's calm, and then he picks out somebody to fight, but then they have to wrestle 3 guys, or 4 guys, and then they wrestle. Yeah. And it's the same thing over and over again. Every single wrestler he's had, almost every single feud he's had, it's been the labors of MJF.
Okay, let me throw it back at you.
Okay.
Would you have preferred to see MJF come back as a babyface? And
it was
completely fucking different.
It was interesting that 2 weeks that he was a babyface, where everybody was kind of
the first promo when he was like saying he was so happy to be back and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we were
because that was in his hometown, and everybody was all about him.
And everybody was kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. They're like, we like you, but we don't trust you as a babyface, but we like you. So let's cheer for you while we can, but this ain't gonna last. And then maybe this will last. God damn it, they got me. It's not lasting.
It might have happened in 21, but that fucking promo MJF cut on Punk where he was like, you were my hero. You're the reason why I left college, and then you left me. So I'm doing this because this fucking Jew boy had more to give. That I think that promo was like, oh fuck, he can be a babyface.
And you know what?
And Punk came out. And he's like, is it true? Is it true? And MJF just walked out all boo boo face. I'm like, fuck. And then the next week when he turned on him.
That promo, I think I told you because we were recording here. I think I told you that might be my pick for promo of the year.
You need to double check if that was last year or the year before.
That was this year. The Jew Boy one, that was this year. Well, it was 2022. The Jew Boy promo was 2022.
Right at the beginning?
Something like that.
I mean, he was gone by May.
Because the first face-to-face promo they did was on Thanksgiving of 2021. So I'm not sure if that promo was the beginning.
Oh, no, okay. No. The Jew Boy promo isn't that promo. That's the promo where after he came back, but he came back as a babyface after all the stuff with what was the name of that faction with Stokely Hathaway and Big Cass and all that?
Oh, the Firm.
The Firm. After the Firm was like
oh,
now
that
out
was
of the
like
picture.
2 weeks before his main event match.
Yeah. That's
I
what I'm
remember
talking
that.
about. That there
Okay.
where he was like, oh yeah, this Jew boy can do it. You know? Yeah, that's the promo that I was talking about.
Because we had this conversation on one of our episodes where if Tony Khan's a huge mark of wrestling past, and when MJF cut that promo where he said, "Fire me, Tony, fucking fire me," and he left, the rivalry should have been MJF versus Tony Khan.
Yeah,
it should have been, but God, no.
Now versus Tony Khan as a proxy war. Of course, it's not going to be Tony Khan himself wrestling.
Well,
I mean, it could be eventually, like how it eventually was Vince McMahon, but it was always with Stone Cold. It was always Vince McMahon throwing fodder at Stone Cold. You know. It's just I don't think Tony is too much of a mark to want to be a heel. I would think. Yeah. Like Tony Khan is a better awkward babyface who gets booed because he's too awkward. Yeah. Like that's the only
reason he gets cheered out of pity because he's awkward.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I turned this into like promo of the year. What were we just talking about? Instead, we kind of.
Oh my God! Highlights.
Oh yeah.
Positives.
Okay. Positive. Oh my God.
What about the ring at SummerSlam?
I got that on the.
There you go. That's a good one. Where Brock brings out the tractor.
Yeah. Because I wasn't expecting that shit.
That was pretty crazy.
That's a sight of view for people that spent $1,500 to be on ringside on the other side.
Yeah.
The first thing, as soon as he started lifting, I was like, man. Because I think I was thinking, did we watch it together?
Yeah.
In my house?
Yeah.
With my neighbor?
Yeah.
And we're like, God, this fucker's paying a lot of money to just see underneath the ring.
Yeah. All right. We talked about the highs. We'll talk about the lows. Throwback. Hashtag wrestling problems. The lows.
Oh,
lows of 2022.
Man.
Go for it.
It's got to be the AEW Punk backstage brawl with the
Brawl out
stuff. Brawl out.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What a clusterfuck,
Hit on it.
dude. I mean, we've tried to like really focus on a lot of the positive stuff, but the big elephant in the room is the huge ass negative of 2022, which is the thing that all of a sudden everybody's rose-tinted glasses that people had with AEW are completely gone.
Yeah.
There's more AEW hate out there than there has ever been because of this. While, there was some rumblings towards the beginning of the year, end of 2021, where there's like, oh, there's the AEW marks and the WWE marks. No, nothing has fucking polarized the wrestling fan base as much as Brawl Out. And it sucks because it's turned a darling of the IWC into a pariah of the IWC, being CM Punk. CM Punk, when he left 8 years ago, when he didn't show up to the Royal Rumble, everybody was on his side. Yeah. When he walked out on this, nobody's on his side. Everybody's talking shit about him. The only people that are on his side, fucking FTR, right?
And that's already a stretch because they already were friends with Punk before the whole thing happened. Which could have added more fuel to their own issues with why they can't have the AEW tag belts or whatnot. So
and it sucks because it's a black eye on AEW, it's a black eye on wrestling in general, it's a black eye on CM Punk and his legacy, and all these years, the fucking 7 years in between, where all these people were chanting for CM Punk and why didn't he come back?
Every single show.
Didn't matter what promotion it was, right? People chanting for CM Punk.
We went to Wrestle Circus in Austin.
They're chanting for CM Punk.
CM Punk's not show up in Austin.
Dude, I went to a Jehovah's Witness assembly and I heard people chanting for CM Punk. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And the payoff of that was he was around for a year and then just showed his ass. And now all those people that were like, see, I told you he was an asshole. Now we're like, fuck, maybe he is an asshole. Maybe it was. And we as wrestling fans wasted our energy for the better part of a decade to.
Yeah, but the first couple of months were fun though.
So you're on the side of CM Punk's an asshole. You're not on the side of the EVPs don't understand the first thing of business class.
I mean, two things can be true.
Okay. Yeah. Punk's an asshole for sure.
Yeah.
But they don't know what the fuck they're doing. The Bucks don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Cody left for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a reason why Cody left.
See, sure. The Bucks and Omega, they are technically EVPs, right?
Mhm.
But they are more so wrestlers. CM Punk out there at Brawl Out said, "Hey, if you got a problem with me, you come talk to me." That's a wrestler talking to another wrestler, right?
Yeah.
You come backstage, you fight with me, like, right? And that's exactly what they did. They acted as wrestlers. They didn't act as executives.
Yeah, that is true.
Right?
Well, what's the
So-
higher title? You get paid more to be
Yeah.
a wrestler. You get paid more to be an EVP.
I totally 100%
So in that
understandable.
case-
That's where the sin is, right?
Yeah.
That's where the sin is. They should not debase themselves, quote unquote, to being just the wrestler. You got to realize that you're also an EVP. You're an executive of this thing, and that is something that they're trying to skate the line of that they couldn't. That somebody else has masterfully done, and that is Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yeah.
Triple H has been the example you want to point to for being somebody that was a politician wrestler behind the scenes that transitioned into, hey, I'm going to do literally what's best for business and be an actual executive. It's
Yeah.
Triple H nowadays. If somebody's, hey, fucking Kevin Nash showed up out of nowhere and started talking shit about him and did a weird ass press conference, Triple H isn't going to go kick down his door and kick his ass. He's going to be like,
Well, he's got the heart problem.
well, that too, but still, his
The
character.
game is unplugged.
Yeah, his character is like,
He's
hey man,
falling back now.
you can't do that.
Yeah, it's
We
not
need to have a
right.
talk. I'm gonna talk to you man to man. Look, I get it, man. We were wrestlers. I get it. You want to fight, whatever. No, but that's not how he's gonna do it. Whereas Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, they still have that mentality, which is fine if you're trying to run a wrestling show for wrestlers, for wrestling fans, not for filthy casuals, right? Because that's what AEW is. It's a wrestling show for wrestling fans and for other wrestlers.
About 800,000 of them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why they're hitting the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
They're not they're not Disneying it up so that they
Well, they
can,
said that in the beginning when AEW started.
and that's
we're
fine.
We're gonna be a variety show.
They're not Disney. They're not very fun.
Yeah, and it's fine. I like it. I fucking love the show.
Yeah.
I get it, but I'm your target audience. The target audience isn't, the 5-year-old kids that
You
doesn't.
already got me.
No. Yeah, exactly. So I'm,
Yeah. I
but
have nothing else to
Look
do.
at what he's wearing. You
it
got it.
exposed.
This is a Bullet Club shirt.
It exposed AEW's biggest weakness, which is
Management.
their management structure, right? So yeah.
You had a hell of a transition there.
Mhm.
Scott, how much would you pay for pussy?
What?
What?
Wait,
Would you pay $19 million? Is that why Triple H got in charge?
Oh, we're talking about Vince.
You want wrestling problems? Vince
Yeah,
can't keep it in his
Vince-
fucking pants.
Vince, yeah. I was like, damn, how much would I pay? I mean, my whole.
You mean in pesos, rupees? Whomp
no one, Scott. They're paying him.
Well, I mean,
them? He ain't out of pocket those glasses. His Wednesday chick. Yes. Vince,
oh, man.
that whole thing.
Vince.
Yeah.
part one, him getting ejected.
I never thought I'd see the day. I honestly thought Vince McMahon would be at WWE in charge. Maybe not on TV until the dude died. What is he, 77, right?
Something like that, yeah.
He looks terrible. I saw some recent videos of him walking out of a gym greeted by fans, and he like
Mr. Burns.
Yeah, he's like he like can't walk. Like it almost looks like he's been working out his legs too much. He's got jelly legs. They're like flopping. But yeah, I never thought I would never like Vince McMahon is always like Vince McMahon has been the guy in WWE my entire life.
You know what? I'm going to take that and I'm going to rewind back to happy, oh my God moments. Holy shit, Triple H is in charge and Stephanie's in charge.
I'll take it even one further back.
Okay.
You could give him Man of the Year.
Triple H?
Yeah, because he started the year with a heart attack and almost died.
Retired.
Okay.
And retired.
That
End of the
wasn't
year,
me.
he's in charge of the company, which it's 2023, so we can't really talk about what's happening now. but it's like-
Right. As of December
That's a weird-
31st of
that's a weird
2022.
pick.
Yeah.
Picking Triple H as a male of the year because of what happened backstage. That's almost like that season in football that fans were wanting to give Peyton Manning MVP because the Colts went 0-16 without him. That's kind of the Triple H.
Well,
pick.
I mean, if we're talking about wrestler,
Yeah.
then no, you can't really pick
Can't do
Triple
that.
H,
Yeah,
right?
that's like Man
But-
of the Year.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, if you're
He
gonna
can pay to Scorpio Sky. Might have something to talk about.
if you're gonna go that route, you could also argue William Regal, right? No. I mean, okay, I'll argue William Regal. So I think that Regal actually did a really damn good job being a manager for the Blackpool Combat Club. Yeah, you're right, Scott. Back the BCC did not like do anything cohesive as a unit altogether, but the one consistent over all the storylines is Regal standing in the back, right? Being behind it all on commentary, coaching along all these people, being Regal. And then when it came to the MJF thing and the stab in the back, even he got played by MJF. And it was brilliant. And then him leaving, that was kind of a big fucking deal. And like going on to into the future after the no compete's over, and it's like, okay, he's gonna be in WWE because he needs to say War Games for Triple H.
Are you
like,
having no compete? Yeah, he's there now.
No, but he can't be on camera for like 2 years, I think.
Something like
He's
that.
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But he wants to be there to work with his son. His son's in NXT right now.
Yeah.
So
I think he was very, very relevant as somebody that's a non-wrestler.
That is true.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Okay, wrestling problems. You brought up Punk. We talked about Vince. Punk still got his money. He goes to bed with AJ Lee. He's good. Vince McMahon, he's got money. We'll talk about later. He might get more money. He's gonna be all right. He might not be able to walk straight. He's gonna be all right. Biggest disappointment of the year as far as wrestling problems go is a combination of Jeff Hardy and Matt Riddle. They don't test for marijuana anymore, so Riddle could be high as a fucking kite and he'd still wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he's on the gas that made him go, that they sent him to rehab, and Hardy relapsing, that he's no longer wrestling. When somebody's life is at stake,
yeah,
that's kind of like the biggest fuck up. Is that you can't sit there and tell Hardy he's done this a dozen times. He should learn by now. That shit's a different fucking beast altogether. And see Riddle there, you don't want to see people that you like or kids that think of them as their heroes. I mean, we saw hard fucking WrestleManias and X7 ladder matches, all the tables light on, all that shit. You don't want to see a guy like that die.
Yeah.
You don't want to wake up and see the tweet, or you don't want to wake up and see ESPN or Deadspin, Sports Center be like,
wrestler.
Oh, dude, I saw him fall from the fucking heavens in WrestleMania 17. He's dead now because of drugs. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's my biggest.
Okay.
Okay. I put it in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Do you see him turning around? Do you see Jeff Hardy ever coming back?
I want him to turn it around. I don't want to see him in the ring anymore. One more match, Hardy's versus FTR. Yeah, wait. Call it a career.
Yeah, I would have done man.
Because Hardy's and Young Bucks already happened in 2022.
That is true. If
So-
you could get it, if you could work it out, what about there's 6 guys.
Oh shit.
They're all coming towards the end of their careers. Some of them have already retired. I'm gonna get a Hardy's,
okay.
Dudley's,
Oh God.
Edge, and Christian.
Okay.
Edge just came out and said in an interview that his ideal opponent to retire his last match would be Christian.
Oh God. Yeah. That. Ooh.
Which obviously can't happen because Christian's in AEW and there's all these things, but
Forbidden Door.
yeah.
Forbidden Door.
Hey, if Edge said, even if you're not gonna get anything like that, but if Edge was like, look, man, I want to wrestle Christian for my last match at fucking SummerSlam in 2023.
Make it happen.
It would make that happen.
Yeah, there would be
For him.
Or there's a will, there's a way kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't mean to bring this even further down, but this is a topic that we're on. You're talking about the health and safety of Jeff Hardy as it relates to his, drug problems and how that relates to wrestling and how they manage it, right? I want to see that and raise that to Cody Rhodes.
Oh, that torn pec?
Cody Rhodes' torn pec, right? All bloody and purple and bruised up and all that. And then he goes out there and wrestles in a Hell in a Cell. And there's a lot of people.
And you missed this part. There was a strap match in between that.
Yeah.
In the cell. So he got.
Yeah.
He got.
There was no reason, in my humble opinion, for that match to actually happen if he was that hurt. And I get it that that there's a lot of people, even present company included, that say, hey, this match should be on match of the year, or it should be the match of the year, or whatever, because hey man, look how fucked up he was and he was able to pull off a good match. I was of the opinion earlier in the year that match shouldn't have even happened. I don't want to see that match happen because I don't want to see somebody like Cody not even be safe from himself. Even if he insisted, no man, I could go. Bro, when you get to the top of the ramp and you can't do your fucking pose.
Well, they said that it couldn't, like, the injury couldn't get any worse. That's what the doctors told him.
Yeah.
So like he'd already fucked
Short
it
of
up.
getting a knife and cutting the arm off.
Yeah, like you're not gonna get. It's like it's already torn or whatever. So you can't get more torn. So
Torner, they got Torner.
I got more Torner.
Yeah, but you could tear something else. I don't know. It's just to me it just seemed like it was way too risky, and there were so many people piling on praise because of look how tough he is.
He manned
it's
up.
Like, bro, no. We don't need that fucking like you have to be this tough to actually perform kind of mentality that wrestling sometimes has, right? Like if you're that fucked up, if you can't go. Card subject to change, man. So yeah.
I'll do another one that's more relevant. AJ Styles getting hurt. It was right towards the end of the year. He broke his ankle. So
was that in 2022 or is that right after the new year?
It was right at the beginning of the end of the year. Right at the end of the year.
Right at the end of the year? Okay. Yeah.
But even still, he's no Rumble.
Probably. Yeah. Dude, the injuries came at like the worst time last year. Punk. Here's fucking karma for you.
Yeah.
Punk got injured twice after winning the title that night.
Yeah.
He got injured the first night. Afterwards, he hurt his leg. After he won the belt, he's gone. The week after he won the belt, he's gone. The second time after All Out, he tore his fucking muscle in his arm. After he won the belt, he's gone again. Thunder Rosa, before her title defense at All Out, she got injured and she hasn't been back since. Hangman got concussed in the ring from Moxley.
And he hasn't came back yet. He's going to be back.
He's going to be back this Wednesday.
This Wednesday, but he hasn't been back.
A month after he debuted, he came back on Raw. Ciampa's gone. Neck injury. He's out for a year.
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly, neck injury. He might not ever come back.
Bobby Fish might never.
Grimes is gone, right?
Grimes, I think, is injured too. Yeah.
Cody.
Yeah.
And then Seth is also Seth
got hurt,
his knee again también.
And all the nagging injuries that Omega had towards the beginning of the year.
Randy Orton.
Yeah.
And Orton.
Orton's probably done. I couldn't
possibly.
Christian.
Yeah.
Edge got hurt too.
Mm-hmm.
This is 22 was rough for consistency with because I mean I don't know where they were gonna go with Cody and Rollins, but I figured at some point we would have gotten at 2022 we probably would have gotten Roman and Cody at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was or Cody in more high profile matches.
Yeah.
Let's stay down in the dumps a little longer.
Oh God.
The worst storyline of 2022.
Oh, okay. Worst storyline.
You have one.
You guys haven't been watching wrestling in months. There might have been something that put you over the edge.
I've been keeping up with it though. I just haven't watched it.
Okay. I have two that come.
Okay,
mind.
Please.
Austin Theory is Vince McMahon's pet project.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing how the Vince McMahon thing turned out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For me, it just didn't work.
It literally killed him.
Yeah.
Like because after Vince left, he dropped the Money in the Bank, or he tried to cash it in.
He cashed it on the U.S. title.
Yeah, and he failed. And then he just.
Yeah.
And now he's. I think they try to knock all that away. So now you don't think about that. You think of him cashing in and not winning it, and now it's like they're building it back up now. So 2023 will be more. Will be better, but
what would you do with Lacey Evans?
Oh, she was hurt.
Release her.
Yeah.
Release her.
Oh, Charlotte has been injured the whole year too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't keep Lacey around, not in WWE anymore. Just release her. Let her try to do her thing on the Indies and or Japan and or AEW, whatever. Let her reinvent herself the only way that a non-WWE contract can.
The thing about that is, like, I don't think she's relevant enough for her to, like, I mean, AEW would pick her up, but then she would just fall into the fold of be another woman wrestler from WWE that's in. She could go to,
or she could just not get picked up by AEW and then
go to Impact,
and or be like Juice Robinson. Remember, Juice Robinson was a shitty ass fucking gimmick in NXT, but
what was his name in NXT?
God, I don't even remember what his name was. But he was that weird hippie. But now, like, he's something now. He's really made something out of
himself.
himself.
A lot of those guys in the indie, like, they left.
But see, Lacey's
Bobby Lashley was the same way.
Lacey's a different bit because I liked her, and when I say I like her, she had a solid base made in NXT. Former Marine. She had the pinup thing going. She was very attractive. She had a good gimmick in the Woman's Right, the Southern Belle. And then they threw her in this fucking dumbass storyline with Charlotte Flair and Ric Flair that she got knocked up by Ric Flair, and then she wound up leaving because
she did have a kid though, right?
Yeah, because she actually had a kid with her husband. She comes back and they cut all these promos about her struggles through serving our country. Yeah. And then she comes back and they just completely turn into a fucking heel, and then they did nothing with it.
And now
is she injured now though?
I don't
know. I don't even know. It's been so inconsistent because every time that they repackage her, the repackaging is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
But just slightly different. And it's like, what?
It's like the off brands of like sodas. You know, it's like Mr. Bob. She's like, I'm a Marine, but I'm a veteran. And it's like it's the same gimmick. I would have just stuck with. The Flair thing just kind of messed it up, and then not her being pregnant, but
rivalry of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Rivalry.
CM Punk versus the Elite.
Robert Drapp says that she's back on Raw now, Lacey.
Oh, okay.
See, as a heel though, flip flopping just.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say it. Moving on to feud of the year, I'm gonna say it. Punk and MJF. You know, there is a lot that went into it, a lot that came out of it. I kind of still wanted to make the argument towards the end of the year, and definitely before Brawl Out, that the match of the year was going to be
from
AEW was going to be that dog collar match between Punk and MJF, and that MJF winning that title at All Out and then leaving from there like, oh, this is going to be all about MJF and Punk again, which it also led me to question whether or not MJF leaving was a work or a shoot, and we still don't know, and it kind of got overshadowed. Like that would have been one of the storylines of the year, whether or not that was real or not real. Was it a work shoot? Was it a shoot work? Was it a work that just worked out at the end to be a shoot? What the fuck actually happened there? But nobody gives a shit because of Brawl Out, right? So
that was probably one of the best cliffhangers in wrestling history, was the end of All Out, where CM Punk retained the title, and every single person in CM Punk's hometown lost their shit over MJF. And we never know what the next page or the next chapter or the next story, what continues that story would have been, because of Brawl Out and then just completely disconnecting from it. And because Brawl Out was such a big ripple effect, everything got overshadowed. Everything.
Yeah.
From that night. You got a pick?
I can't even think of anything that because like we've talked about them a whole bunch, but Seth and Cody, like they kind of beat that to death. Like they wrestled like
3 matches in a row, 3 pay-per-views in a row,
and that was all in the first half of the year.
WrestleMania, and then the following 2 pay-per-views.
I'd say rivalry of the year. I'd go one over.
Okay.
I wouldn't say Punk versus the Elite.
Okay.
I'd say Punk versus AEW.
Okay.
Because
Punk versus everyone.
Because every promo, every person that feuded with Punk, they always went back to, you're the asshole because you left wrestling. You suck because you can't put up a fight because you went 0-2.
That's what
blah,
Kingston
blah, blah,
said.
blah, 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 blah. Kingston said, MJF said.
Cowboy said it.
Cowboy said it. Cowboy was defending AEW from Punk.
Yeah.
And then Moxley.
Consistently,
the same shit.
Yeah.
It almost felt like kind of had sympathy for Cena. Now I know how Cena felt like because all they did was make fun of him being the kid-friendly guy and taking him as a person for granted. And I would go there.
Yeah. Punk versus.
I've got something that lasted all year. I mean, it's gonna have some holes in it. I'd say FTR and Briscoes.
The only thing that you can't. The only thing I was thinking that too when you mentioned it, but when you first, but
the only drawback
there's
is
nothing to it.
all you saw were the 3 matches.
You couldn't put them
on
media.
Yeah, you
and that one promo by the gun.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna say that, you may as well say Roman and Brock.
Oh hell no! I'd go better than that. Sammy versus Jey Uso. And the best part of that rivalry is ultimately Sammy won Jey over, and now they're all in the bloodline
for now.
And see, the reason why that's a hard thing to say is because it wasn't Sammy versus the bloodline. It was Sammy trying to get into the bloodline.
Yeah.
It was a very compelling story, right?
Yeah.
It may be the story of the year, kayfabe wise, right?
Yeah,
but
he won.
But it wasn't versus them. It was trying to win them on the side, which is really weird to say in wrestling that it's not a versus type thing. It was all proxy through other, through the New Day, through fucking Kevin Owens, through other people, you know?
And they paced it so well that one by one, Jimmy got into the fold. Yeah. Jimmy and Sammy did the fucking shake. And then
you got Solo coming in there.
And then Solo was like, yo, Sammy, you coming? It's like, oh, he already won Solo over. And eventually he noticed, Roman noticed, and he started winning Roman over. And Roman's like, y'all need to settle this.
Yeah.
And then finally, War Games, the whole cohesiveness, and now Sammy's part of the group, and that lasted. It felt like it lasted most of the year. Yeah.
Lucy.
And
that's a hard storyline of the year is hard because there hasn't been like noteworthy like normally every year you're like, oh shit, this because like this year 2022 has been it's so inconsistent.
There's been a lot of incompletes.
Yeah.
Or
what ifs. There's a whole lot of what ifs.
Yeah, because you go back to Cody Seth. If Cody was okay, right? If he didn't have to leave because of the torn pec,
then what was next?
Yeah, what was next? Were we going to have another couple of matches?
That was already done. Cody went 3-0.
Right.
I wouldn't have wanted to see any more.
No.
All right.
So what would rumors were they were going to do another one? And I'm like, no.
Well, you don't necessarily have to do another one, but if there's something where like Cody is buddies with someone else, and then Seth has another person, and they're fighting, so it's like they're kind of still relevant with each other, but
giving other people rub by proxy.
Yeah. What about Dominic Mysterio and the Judgment Day versus Ray? I mean, I know this story's just the last half of the year.
Yeah, I feel like it's still in the infancy of because he's still. I mean, yeah. But your next topic,
I will go another transition. I think one of my rising stars is
Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah. I'm sorry, no.
Oh,
Dominic Guerrero. He's come along on his own now that he's away from his dad and just doing his own shit. And having Rhea as his mommy, just like Eddie in China.
He's in the Latino.
He's literally like Eddie in China. It's so good.
I love it.
Yeah.
I would put him in there too, but like,
at
the beginning of the year, he was just Ray's kid.
Mm-hmm.
And he was he's still pretty awkward, but he's awkward, and especially being right next to your dad, who your dad has been wrestling for fucking 30 years, and he's like consistent, and then you're next to him, and you
don't know what the fuck you're doing.
2 feet taller, and you're lanky, and you're goofy looking. Yeah. So now it's like you can, I put him in there as
more rising stars besides Dom.
Well, Robert Trapp just said it in the live chat, took the words right out of my mouth. Solo Sikoa. Yeah. I really like Solo.
I like Solo too.
Yeah. He hasn't had a whole lot of time to shine, both personality wise and in the ring. He's always just that behind everybody, right? But the few times that it was like him wrestling, was it a Clash at the Castle where he actually had to wrestle with?
He debuted at Clash at the Castle.
Oh, okay. Was it Saudi then? It was one of the shows where the other Usos couldn't travel to.
Right? the Saudi show was when they couldn't
Was
travel.
it?
So
Oh,
he
okay.
was the one that
was
interfered.
yeah.
So I'll agree that Rising Star is solo, but for all the other reasons, because you're on the tail end. You're catching up to Solo from Castle to Castle. His NXT stuff was really good.
Okay.
He stood out on his own to the point that I was a little bit disappointed that he didn't come in doing his own thing first before joining the Bloodline as a surprise.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I guess because they couldn't travel, they had to pull the rabbit out of the hat and have Solo.
What about?
There's plenty of rising stars.
What about Logan Paul?
Oh yeah. 3 matches.
Yeah.
3 matches.
Yeah.
He had people booing the fuck out of him and his $3 million Pokemon card at Mania. And then he had people in another country that might not even know who the fuck he is cheering his ass.
Yeah.
Against Roman.
At the end of the match at Mania,
Yeah.
they had people everyone was like, actually that was pretty fucking good. Like you actually took it serious.
SummerSlam against the Miz was pretty solid too. That was the lowest of the 3, and I don't even call it low as a negative. Like Logan's got something.
There's something there. I put him in there to see,
Yeah.
but again, inconsistent because he got injured.
Yeah.
So
This might
he
not
blew out
be
his
as bad.
knee,
He
right?
might be back by Mania, possibly. Who else? Who'd you like?
oh man,
There's plenty.
Braun was okay at the beginning of the year.
Breaker.
Yeah.
He
Became
kinda-
NXT champ.
He he does nothing for me now. Like I think they should have pulled the trigger on him and brought him up to the main roster.
Wardlow still have any value?
Oh man, Wardlow just feels so.
Or did he go up and down too fast?
He did. He did. He went up and down.
Didn't help
too
him
fast.
though.
See, oh man, and see that's kind of what sucked about what happened at Double or Nothing, right? Because the match at Double or Nothing was MJF versus Wardlow, and Wardlow won.
The whooping was MJF by Wardlow.
Yeah,
He beat the shit out of him.
and Wardlow was over. I was there in Vegas. Everybody was fucking cheering for him. There was more people.
And that opened the show.
There
So
was-
you're like up here
Yeah.
trying
There
to
was
keep
more people in that arena cheering for him than what they were cheering for either Hangman or Punk. Hangman or Punk, it was
yeah.
50-50. Everybody was cheering
Yeah.
for Wardlow,
Wow.
and then Wardlow towards the end of the year was irrelevant.
Yeah, they should have that Wednesday Dynamite. He should have came out, beat the shit out of Scorpio Sky, won the title.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that. They waited.
And see, he's had that title for a long time, but
Not anymore.
it got fucked up because of, and I'm sorry, here's another oh my god moment of the year. Holy shit. ROH is going to be a thing under AEW. Daddy Tony has ROH. Well, cool, this is awesome. But there was a huge problem, and that huge problem was they don't have TV time for them, right? They don't have their own TV thing, and we're gonna get it, but they never got it. So now you have guys like,
or they're yet to get it.
yeah, as of 2022, December 31st, 2022, it still hadn't happened yet, right? So basically, you had yes, and you had all these extra titles
On television.
AEW television, clogging up everything, clogging up the arteries there, right? And then you got fucking Samoa Joe, who was
killing it.
okay. Here's one for you for worst storyline of the year: Samoa Joe turning on Wardlow.
Wardlow.
Yeah, Wardlow. Yeah, they never even needed to be a team together in the first place, and then he stabbed him in the back when he had his own belt. Why? Because he was jealous of that belt. He wanted to have two.
Worst feud is just AEW in general. You can't really Punk versus everyone in AEW, where every feud in AEW is just fucking.
Rising star, Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
Can't boo that ass. And I think that's it tends to be the theme of them. But I think that Jamie Hayter's rise solidifies the importance of Britt Baker. Like Britt Baker didn't have to have the belt to still be that important that she got Jamie Hayter up to her level, and now Jamie Hayter's champ.
So we're getting them too.
It's soon, eventually.
At some point.
It's pro wrestling.
We're getting
it's
them.
gonna happen.
We're getting them.
Yeah.
Maybe not this pay-per-view in February, but I'm thinking starting at double or nothing.
Yeah, but she's another person where you watch her in January, and you watch her in December, and there is a consistent progression with
That
her.
is true. Yeah.
All around. She's
So-
even gotten in better shape. Not to be that kind of guy, but if you watch it long enough, you can tell. Like Gunther,
Yeah.
you could tell he's not big
You
boy.
put him as a rising superstar?
For
So-
WWE standards, I would
Because
sure,
nominate him.
Because look at where he was in UK. He was a fucking beast.
I no longer miss Fat Walter. Like I'm down with Slim Gunther.
Yeah.
I'm down. Let's go.
Yeah.
What category are we technically on right now?
Rising star.
Okay.
I have one more,
Okay.
and it's Eddie Kingston.
Okay.
He got over on his own. The article with Players Tribune about his tribulations and his anxiety and shit, and he just has a realness to him. And this isn't a
No,
shot.
we're actually past that. We're on the next one because we're talking about something else. Oh no, we were talking about Wardo. Never mind. I'm tripping.
What?
Sorry. No, you're good.
I have no idea what just happened.
Whenever Eddie Kingston talks, he looks like he means it.
Yeah, but he's another
Whenever
one.
he's-
He's another one that was up here, and then now where is he now? Where is he?
That didn't happen all year though.
But where is he? Where has he been for the past? He's been
You know what? He's probably on Rampage and we haven't noticed.
or Dark. He's teaming with Ortiz,
Still, yeah.
but doing
But
doing what? Fighting against the Librarian and Nemeth. What was his name?
Ryan Nemeth?
Yeah, Ryan Nemeth. Like
Mm-hmm.
on Dark or shit.
How many more categories do we have? Because there's something I want to talk about, but I haven't been able to fit it into a category.
we'll go from take the lead. Go for it.
Maybe okay. You know what? I think I have a category to stick this into to talk about. Let's go into segment of the year,
Promo?
promo or
Okay,
segment,
go for
vignette,
it.
whatever you want to call it.
That's next.
That is
Yeah.
Okay, good. I
Fire
should have just been patient. The return of Bray Wyatt. I can't believe we haven't mentioned this yet. But yeah, all the like little backstage, bullshit, like, oh, there's a little B on the screen kind of stuff, and the QR codes and the messages and all this and that to lead to what I think was a really, really creative and really cool segment where they're actually debuting, hey, him coming back. All the lights go out, the music's playing, there's a door. What the fuck? Why is there a door? But there's like all these ivies around the door, and there's a light behind it, there's all this fog. That was cool. And then wait, what's that over there in the audience? Wait, is that personified
Frat House.
Ramblin' Rabbit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the actual pig. Wait, that's Sister Abigail, but not Abigail, whatever her name was. Like, what? Huh? And then you turn off the lights on that, and then Bray comes out. But it's not Bray, but it is Bray. It's a different iteration of him. I thought it was kind of cool.
Huh.
That's what I said.
But-
I don't
but
know
it's-
how to stick that into this year's discussion.
That would have been
That's a oh my god moment.
Is
or,
it?
or
The
a
return.
or a return or a debut,
Yeah.
like returning.
We'll make up a category on the fly. Triple H